We've made a lot of progress so far on the Type 65 coupe, but we have to do a few more things before we make it a fully functional rolling chassis, and that involves messing with the steering system and the steering rack on the front end. So in this episode, we're going to finish that out and get this on the ground. So the bushings that I got for the steering rack, they do go in, but they didn't come with the sleeves, and I was looking online for the sleeves. I called Factory 5, and they said these sleeves that came in the kit that are just in that big box I said where they're just a whole bunch of nuts and bolts in it, they said these would work. So we'll put that in, then we'll put the rack in, and then we'll have an actual steering car. But they said that would work. It's a little bit of play here. You know, maybe once everything's in there and tightened down, it'll get nice and tight and snug. But that's what they said to use. The ones that came with it were like this, and that's just not going to work. So once you cut off 1 3/4 inches on that, just thread on my new tie rod ends. Make sure you put this on first. Make sure you put your grease fitting on. I'm not going to totally put it on. I'm going to run it in all the way. And then once everything's on and the steering rack is fully connected, we'll try to determine where it's dead center, and then I'll lock everything in to try to eyeball align it as best we can, and then once the car is fully together, then we'll determine where lock to lock is, and we'll take it from there. But that's in as far in as it's going to need to be. Put it all in that way. So I didn't connect the tie rods just yet, but I put this on, tightened it down, so now our steering shaft is connected. I'm actually going to put the steering wheel on and try to just eyeball these tie rods so that they're straight. I also got to adjust this awful camber, but it was just the easiest way to get it on. Then I can adjust those turnbuckles once we're on. But we almost have a steering front end, and well, that doesn't look right. I noticed something was wrong here, and it's because something was missing that I forgot about. Here it is. So Factory 5 supplies in their kit this spacer that actually goes on the end of the rack here. So we have to actually take this off, and it'll extend the whole rack out about 2.5 inches, which will give us the proper geometry so it doesn't rub here. So I'm going to go ahead and use my tie rod removal tool, and then we'll get going on taking this off and threading this on. Alright, got that. You can turn it off. Alright, good. There we go. There you go. And this actually should spin right off. Good. I don't know why this isn't working. There we go. Of course, I can never get it on the first try.
Sounds like the first one probably can.
Yeah, I know. Jeez. This is the less glamorous part of the project. Like, no one really cares to see this, but I hope there's somebody out there that is searching for it, because I did not see anything on this. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Keep that rolling. Now I'm going to turn the wheel back in. So now I have more room to work with. As I try to get this on. There's an easy way, and then there's a not so easy way, and I probably did a little bit of both here, because I probably should have done this before I put the shock on, but I wanted to get the spindles on first, but it is what it is. So now that's on. I'll put a link in the description below to this tie rod removal tool. I can use it on a number of different steering racks, and I have in the past as well, so it's always good to have laying around if you're working on steering racks. I don't have it on camera, but you do have to do this on both sides. My kit only had one of them. They had to send me the other spacer, so you might have to call and get one. Tight is tight. That's good.
Getting that one.
Hard to see here, but I use like wire clips to tighten that clamp back down to its original spot. Now it's just really a matter of buttoning up the rest of this front end and really putting the wheels on the back and lowering the car to the ground and seeing how everything turns out. Let's see, is that straight there? And then how straight is this?
Doing your own alignments all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is we're eyeballing it now. I mean, we're not. This isn't an exact science here. We are definitely eyeballing it. And then watch, we're gonna get it on. We're gonna go lock to lock, and it's gonna be completely off. And then I'm gonna have to do it again. But that's part of building race cars, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So there.
Fact of life.
That. If you're looking for a great way to support our channel, check out lowboostfilms.com. Not only does this support the channel, but you'll look great while you do it as well. We have a great selection of different types of apparel and merchandise that you guys can buy. I also have a selection of car parts and tools that we've reviewed on the channel that we know work well for sale on there as well at a good price, so make sure you check it out. For eyeballing it, I don't think that was awful. I mean, that could have been a lot worse. But we're going to find the moment of truth when I try to spin it lock to lock. How, if it full lock is over here, then it's not good. So that's, I mean, obviously the camera's off. We've got to adjust that. But let's see. Full lock to the left. That's about full lock left, right? Not bad. Let's see where full lock to the right is. That's about full lock to the right. So, I mean, I might be off a tooth. Not gonna lie, I was really giddy here. Now, obviously the car is not gonna run under its own power. There's no engine or transmission in it. But seeing us having a rolling steering chassis on the ground for the first time definitely gave me a little bit of chills. Gotta be honest there. Next up for this thing is actually getting the drivetrain get ready to put in. So we are going to take a lot of time going through everything we need to put that together. And I'll give you a little bit of a sneak preview here. We're going to turn this thing from junk to a jewel in the next episode. So make sure you guys stick around for that. In the meantime, if you can't wait for that video, check out these videos that I already have ready to go.